Hi, WC Turk again for Revolution of Beer, revolutionbeer.com. We're still here at the Mobile Rail Workers Union strike against unfair labor practices. With me is another person that I was told that I had to talk to, and these three gentlemen that we're talking to, we're starting to get a picture of what's going on here, and it's beginning to highlight a little bit those unfair labor practices. So we wanted to talk to Eric Vasquez. Eric, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, pal. Let people know a little bit. First of all, how long you worked for the company here, for Mobile Rail, and then what happened to you?
Well, I worked for Mobile Rail for about a month and a half.
Okay.
And I was actually the first one to get fired.
Okay.
And I'd just gotten off of work at 6 a.m. and I received a phone call from my boss. He was asking me to come in because he had some things he wanted to talk to me about.
Yeah.
So I went in just to see what he wanted to talk about, and I sat down, and coincidentally, the day that I got fired was actually the first day that I actually met my boss.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, what a great way to meet him, but whatever.
How do you do?
You know what? My first impression, he came off like a jagoff. So,
all right.
You know.
So what was the reason he gave you for laying you off?
Well, he said, word for word, that they revised the UP contract, and the UP contract does not support for helpers to be on the railroad with the driver. They said it is not in the contract to be paid for us.
But now it appears that that's not the truth.
No,
because they've hired helpers since then.
Yes, sir.
So what he told you, at least the way it looks here on the field, is not the truth.
That's right.
Okay, so you feel that this was a retribution against the union?
The union, and the fact that I filed an OSHA complaint against them.
Okay.
I got a week prior to getting fired, I had filed an OSHA complaint towards the company, in which OSHA had came out here and found everything that I complained about to be true.
What were some of the things that you put on your complaint?
Well, we have a sand tower, in which is about 2.5, maybe 2-3 stories off the ground. We have to climb an unstable ladder. We have to go outside of the guardrails to climb on top of the truck.
Yeah.
After that, there's a hole on top of the truck which you can fall through, but you have to open the latch to the sand tank to get the sand into it. Now, they don't supply us with respirators. You know, so
is there a lot of dust and particulates in the air there?
Yes.
Is it difficult to breathe?
Not only is it difficult to breathe, the dust and particles in the air is silicon, which is a cancerous substance.
Yes. Yeah.
So, not only did they not provide us with masks, they required us to do this. You know, OSHA found it unsafe and shut it down, and they just moved it from one railroad yard to this one. I had originally made the complaint in Northland for that railroad yard. They moved that one over here.
Gotcha. I mean, that seems to be the pattern here. That seems to be what's emerging, is that there's no real concern, or there doesn't seem to be a concern for worker safety out here.
No, not at all.
What kind of training did you receive to do that job, that particular job?
None. No, I was basically just told, you know, I worked, my brother happens to be the driver.
Okay.
So I worked with him, and, you know, I don't really question what he says, you know, my brother. He's going to look out for what's best for me.
Yeah.
You know, he said, it doesn't look like it's too safe, and it really isn't.
Yeah.
But, you know, we need to get it done, and I can't.
Slide in here just a little bit. Go ahead, bud.
He said, I can't back the truck in and climb the ladder and see if I'm lined up with the hole. You know, if you want, I'm not saying you have to, but if you want, could you go on top of the ladder and kind of guide me to the hole?
What kind of supervision is there in his job?
None.
There's no supervision. There's no management supervision?
No. We have, from our company, there's no management supervision.
Have you ever seen in that particular dangerous environment, have you ever seen a supervisor out there?
From my job, no.
Never?
No.
Okay.
I've only seen a few workers from Union Pacific, but they're not our supervisors.
Right.
So I've only seen a few of them there, of the UP guys, but never a supervisor. And not only that, we weren't supplied, we were given gardening gloves.
Yeah.
We deal with oil.
Yeah.
We deal with human waste.
Yeah.
You know.
And just to illustrate for people, these gloves are a cloth glove.
Yes.
And they're sort of zigzagged or crisscrossed with rubber.
Yeah. Not even rubber.
Yeah.
Not even rubber.
They come apart very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with those.
Yes.
What you need is gloves
rubber
that
gloves.
won't. Rubber gloves or leather gloves or gloves that won't allow
any kind of moisture.
chemicals or any kind of moisture through. Absolutely.
Absolutely correct. My first day working there, actually, I ruined my gloves.
Yeah.
And the oil, it seeped right through, went right into my hands. It was just full of oil. Dealing with the septic, they don't require us to wear sleeves. You know, that was my personal choice.
Which is a biohazard.
It's a
Septic is a biohazard.
Right. No mask. I've actually, while I was filling it with water, I've had some of the septic fluid hit me in the face. I've gotten it all over my arms, all over my
but
clothes.
there are very clear and very stringent OSHA regulations
Very.
with regard to handling biohazard material. Doesn't seem to be that they're adhering to that. Am I correct in that?
They're in violation of several OSHA, restrictions that we're supposed to follow.
And that was the body of your complaint.
Body of my complaint. Oil has the things that come out. The sand emits cancerous dust. Climbing that thing is dangerous.
Let me ask you this: are you familiar with any accidents that have taken place out here?
There's a couple, actually.
Serious accidents?
One where I think it actually broke a guy's ribs.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But do you know? And I know you're sort of going off maybe secondhand unless you saw it personally.
No, I didn't see it personally.
Okay.
But I know what had happened. And it's nothing uncommon. I mean,
Did that happen while you were working?
I was working at this railroad yard. It happened at another yard.
Okay. Was there any safety briefing after that happened? When there are accidents out here, is there anything from management or anything from anyone in authority briefing on that particular accident, how to avoid it, how to protect yourself?
None whatsoever.
Nothing whatsoever.
I basically, my first day on the job, since I didn't meet my boss, like I said, my first day on the job, I worked with a trainer. He just happened to be a worker that was just in the training. He told me, look, there's ways.
Is he designated or certified as a trainer?
No, he's not certified, but he's
Okay.
designated.
Okay.
So, but he basically tells you, look, if you do it this way, there's a possibility the hose might pop off, hit you in the face. It's high pressure, it'll break your jaw, it can kill you. So you want to keep your face away. You know, that's when we're disconnecting the coupling and uncoupling the hoses there.
Right.
No one from our job warned us about the sand, the oil, high pressure injections, you know, stuff that can seriously injure you. This company does not give a shit about its workers whatsoever. All they care about, in my opinion, all they care about is making their pockets fatter. Cutting corners, cutting hours. I was told I actually quit a job to take this job because they told me it was going to be a 36-hour 1 week, 48 hours the next. That's 8 hours overtime.
Yeah.
I started working, I maybe worked 1 week, 48 hours. After that, they cut me to 3 days a week. And after that, they said they don't want us, they try to cut us 3 days a day, 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
So, my brother wasn't compliant. So,
Eric Vasquez.
yes.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
So solidarity here, man.
Yes.
So what's emerging here seems to be a systemic lack of oversight, lack of supervision by the company, lack of care as to whether or not these folks have the proper working equipment and are in a safe environment, or lacking a safe environment, have the proper supervision and the proper training to minimize the risk to them and their bodies. Got that right?
Yes, that's exactly right. No compassion towards the workers or their family.
Excellent. Again, thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Solidarity.